Hi, I'm Beth Clementi Peevler with Texas's Seed League, and for our Women Crush Wednesday this week we have Ms. Katie Stewart. Go ahead and introduce yourself, your name, how long you've been playing, who you've played for.
Okay, hi, I'm Katie Stewart. I started playing Quidditch at Texas A&M World Cup 9, so I've played 3 years going into my 4th year of Quidditch. First year at A&M, second year I moved to Dallas and played for the North Texas Firebolts, and then this past year I played for Texas Cavalry, and we won nationals.
That was pretty close. I didn't know about the Dallas team.
Yeah,
I knew we're in A&M right now, so I knew this was like home for you.
my home turf right here.
Yeah, my prior experience with Katie was last year. Was really the first time I think that I'd known who you were through TSL, and then we went to a couple tournaments throughout the year, and she would always be hovering close to the score table, and I can never keep the guys from A&M straight. So I'd be asking the general public who so-and-so is, and she'll just come out of nowhere like, it's Sammy Garza, for like the 5th time. I cannot remember his face for some reason.
Some of them look a lot alike.
They're all tall.
Yeah, all tall,
white,
big athletes. Yeah, classic.
It's tough. Okay, so you've been playing for 3 years. How did you get into Quidditch?
So when I was at A&M, I was involved in a thing called Fish Camp, which is an orientation program for freshmen.
It's the induction into the cult, right?
It's the induction into the cult, yes. It's where they drink the Kool-Aid, if you will. So I always joke I served the Kool-Aid as I was a chair, which means I was in charge of a camp. But one of my counselors played for the A&M team. And so they do an exhibition match every year during Gig'em Week, which is the week before classes, to try to get people excited about Quidditch, maybe come out to tryouts, that kind of stuff. They do it on this big field on main campus.
Yeah.
And so a lot of us in camp went to go support her, and they roped me in to keep coming back, and I just didn't stop.
Who was your counselor?
Alyssa Osterhout.
Alyssa.
She got married now. Her last name is Quidon.
Okay. I think I knew an Alyssa. Oh,
I used to
know Alyssa York.
She was a beater. No, yeah, not her.
Okay.
Different Alyssa.
Fair. 3 years.
3 years.
So, different team each year? Has that been
Different
hard?
team each year. It's difficult at first, just like getting used to playing with different people. But I think over the course of the year, you get, especially when for cavalry, we play in very defined lines, typically, and so as the year goes on, you get more used to playing with those people, and it gets easier as it goes. But yeah, it can be tough to play with new people and get used to different playing styles.
Okay, I think I noticed that, so playing lines is kind of like hockey lines where you sub in beater pairs at the time or certain chasers work together. I think I noticed that a lot with Outlaws this year, and you've been helping manage that team?
Yeah, I'm a co-manager with Juan Martinez.
How's that been going?
Outlaws. It's been cool. I mean, I feel lucky because he does the majority of the work for sure. Shout out to Juan. And I do a lot of like spreadsheets and reminding Azim to do things that he forgets sometimes. Shout out to Azim also. But yeah, it's been super cool to be on the inside of that and see how decisions are made and what goes on behind the scenes.
Is that your first time being in that kind of role?
Yeah, I've never been involved with MLQ at all. And as far as managing, especially since I'm so new to Quidditch,
right.
A lot of people have been established in the sport for so many years that I haven't been in leadership before, but I have a lot of experience in leadership, just not in Quidditch leadership. So this is my first foray into Quidditch leadership, which has been cool.
I think once you get put into it, you
stay forever. Yeah, and that's very much who I am as a person. I'm like a type A, spreadsheets, I'm in charge kind of person. So I anticipate that that'll probably continue.
Yeah, that's good, because I think one thing I've noticed with leadership in Quidditch is people do stay in those types of roles forever, but there'll be a lot of transition from year to year, like Texas State presidents. There's only been one president that stayed more than 1 year. It's somebody new every single year.
Yeah.
So there's always good leadership there, but it's always a lot of adjustment periods of trying to get in and learn the role and do the job effectively. So for you next year, now that you've kind of had this step into now you could take that and fall into it a little bit quicker the next time.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
this was my first summer managing a team.
Yeah.
I think
so much fun, right?
I've worn a lot of hats in the Quidditch community, and I'm not sure that managing
is your favorite hat.
There's parts of it I love, and there's parts of it I don't.
Yeah.
Spreadsheets.
I just wish people
that.
would take my polls.
I hear you. I probably shouldn't even.
I've been like so much more intentional about when I get sent a poll, like do it immediately, because I know how annoying it is to have to track people down to fill out your poll. Will you be at practice? I don't know. Like,
I definitely have that feeling sometimes. I'm like, maybe they just don't see that I'm posting on the Facebook and hitting up our Snapchat group.
Yeah.
But they do. They see it.
they don't care sometimes, but that's okay. They'll show up eventually. It's fine.
I think that's probably the most frustrating part of it, at least for me managing. Like the organization and like having things come through is not bad. Like we just spent last weekend at the Super Series together, and there's a little bit of a tough adjustment period to get things ready, but once you're up and going, like it's not too bad. But I don't know, let's see what else. Oh, one thing I've been asking people is, do you have advice for new females coming into the sport, and were you given any when you started that you thought was good?
Let's see. As far as advice, I would say one thing that made me change a lot from like my first semester at A&M to my second, I feel like I gained so much confidence, and that's from having teammates who really built me up. So my advice would be to like find those people on your team who build you up as a player and really work with them and get that confidence, because so much, especially I'm wearing a beater headband right now because TSL, but typically I play chaser. So much for me of being a girl chaser, a female chaser in Quidditch, is confidence at the hoops. And so if you can find that confidence, find your role, and know that when you get the ball you can beat any keeper, it's fine. There's 3 hoops and one of them.
That's
so
true.
you have, the odds are in your favor. As long as you have that confidence, you can score. So
I think a lot of people get that like peripheral like fear of once you catch that ball, you see a body coming that way.
Yeah, and one tip I always give girls too, new chasers typically, is they'll catch the ball right at the hoop and the keeper's diving to block it, and your instinct is instantly dunk it, like get rid of it as quickly as you can. But if you can take literally any step to do what is not expected, whether that's a pump fake or just like
A juke of something.
juke or spin or run to the other side, like they're gonna automatically dive for that, and then you get an easy shot.
Good advice.
Yeah. As
Probably
far
mix
as,
it
like,
up
tactics.
though. Yeah, mix it up. Don't do the same
Don't
thing
do the same thing every time, and try to do what's unexpected is what I usually tell people.
Are you gonna be beating today?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be beating a lot today.
Is it because of bodies or what?
We have a lot more girl chasers than girl beaters,
Okay.
and I have a lot of exposure to good beating, and so as far as like someone who can transition into that role, it's on me.
being able to transition is really important.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, in the male role, I think it's less important because they almost always have the bodies. But females, you never know.
Yeah, I think
Are
we actually
3 people gonna show up?
we have more people than I anticipated having today, which is good.
This is
as
2
far as
years
girls.
in a row. Dallas like rolling
We
deep
show
at
up?
the
Like, what is that? I don't know.
championships.
But yeah, I think I was only anticipating 3 girls today, but I see 4 out there right now, plus 5 out there right now, plus me. So
Killing it.
what is happening? This is like a real USQ team right here.
Female Quidditch, they're showing up. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. All right, so your game, I'm gonna start on time. Starts in 7 minutes. Here at TSL, we
Awesome.
start on time.
That's right. Love it.
So, I'm gonna let you go, but we are signing off. Femme Fatale Fantasy is gonna be October 27th in Cedar Park.
I'll be there.
You will be there. You better be there.
I will be there.
Registration is $10, and I will post the payment description and event page in the comments of this page.
Bye.